This is a really cool demo of the Token Allies platform, and I have Alex that is going to show us through the platform and show us exactly how it all works. So this is from an investor's point of view. So they're going through and creating a fund. Maybe it's a fund around AI development on blockchain, and they're looking for various investors to come in and put money towards this particular fund before projects are asked to be invited in to submit proposals for this particular fund. So it's a really, really interesting mechanism. The flexibility of it is so cool in regards to what can be done. And I think the really cool thing is that it's done with Marlowe smart contracts. So Marlowe is that smart contract development tool on Cardano where you can use Blocky to drag and drop the logic of the smart contract in place, but then it creates a really easy to read smart contract in the end where a user, an investor can go in and actually read it and work out what the smart contract is doing. A lot of smart contracts that you see can be completely unreadable because it gets so complex in its written code, and it's a little bit harder for the non-coder to understand and read. So an investor would have to get a developer in, read the smart contract, but in this case you don't, because it's done in a very human readable language. So I absolutely love that approach that these guys have done with that full flexibility of all these different things that you can do with the platform, the investment platform they've put in place. Let's get into this demo. So Alex, take it away and show us what you got for this demo.
Hey, Peter, thanks for having us. Hello, everyone. As you can see, this is our investment platform for Token Allies. We currently launched it on testnet. And the idea is for us to share all the things that we have built during the last year and something with the DAO members and any people interested in see the actual platform and help us build the next decentralized VC in Cardano. So as you see here, you have I'm already logged in, so all the standard login things with the profile and connecting the wallet and that. I will skip that part for now so we can concentrate on the process itself, but it's there. So basically, once you log in and you will see the different information and indexes that you will need as an investor. We are seeing the platform now as from the investor perspective. There are basically two roles now. One is for the investor, which is part of the DAO and invest their money in funds and manage those funds. And then you have the application role, which is for somebody that is an entrepreneur and has a company that would like to be invested by the VC. And it applies to this exactly the same platform to funds and create companies and perform all the information gathering and due diligence and stuff for the people to vote on them and consider them for funding. So now we are seeing the main dashboard. Here we will have all the investment that you have made previously. As you can see here, I have two different investments reflecting here in that chart with different colors, and you will have as many investments in different funds. You have a display here. We are testing different type of indexes and information for the investors, and these are kind of the first ones here. You have the duration in month for each of your investment, where you expect to have an ROI, and then here we have all the different funds where you invested and the amount of ROI that your investment is expected to bring you. So we will be iterating with different dashboards according to the feedback of our members, because this, I think, is really important for you to understand where you are in terms of your perspective of your investment. And here you have different type of information around the tokens that will be working on the platform. But basically, getting to the cycle of an investor, you will see that there are different funds in the platform. These are the different funds at different stages. the stages of each fund are signaled here on the header of that card. As we can see here, this is the first MVP fund. It's targeting 1,000 equivalent dollars, and we are now in the collecting phase. And there are 8 phases, as you see here, from collecting to the exit of that investment and the return of the investment for the investor. So now in this collecting phase, we can see that this fund is rising or trying to rise $1,000. I'm switched here to the detail view, and this is collecting. Collecting means that it's open for investors to consider their investment and eventually invest in this fund. And if the fund successfully rise the desired amount, this fund later will be open and ready for companies to apply. Kind of the same similar cycle or idea of catalyst, where you have different funds, and those funds has different timelines, and projects or companies or initiatives apply to those funds. This is we plan this in kind of the same idea. So the fund first is collecting, and then is open for companies to apply. Here we have some details of this fund. These are all MVP funds, of course. Is from 10 minimum investment to 100 maximum investment. The idea is for each fund to be as decentralized as possible. Remember that our investors, the ones that invest in the funds, are the ones that later manage what's going to be done with those collected funds. They decide on the companies that will be selected to investment. They will decide on the different vesting events, whether that's the type of investment, and they will decide everything related to that management of those funds. So the idea is to keep that as decentralized as possible, so no single person has the total control of the funds from the investor perspective. So there is a minimum and a maximum amount for to invest, and that will be, of course, depending on the target amount that is being raised and the level of decentralization that you want. Here is telling us that there is already 2 investors that invested an average of $55. There is expected ROI of 1 year, and it has different type of information for you to understand what type of fund this will be. Here you have different,
Yeah, really interesting. And I'm assuming there's some sort of risk rating with some of these funds, or you wouldn't really know now at this point, because the companies haven't been, or the proposals haven't been submitted for this particular fund. So this is literally just gathering the money to fund a particular idea.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Really interesting to see how this is all put together. All right, continue.
Yeah. Each fund, the platform is just the operating part of the fund, but each fund will have or has in the description all the investment thesis, which is usually a document that has, like, I don't know, 10 to 20 pages or so, with a little information about the type of investment that you are targeting, the type of companies, the type of market, why this ROI in 1 year or 3x of your money is doable and possible, what type of company will be selected. And that is going through our governance process, because that thesis is proposed to the DAO. The DAO has to discuss it, refine it, and vote for it. And then once that fund is approved, then is presented on the platform for investors to be able to invest. So the way we see it is a complete detailed cycle of investment that starts from the idea of there is a market or a type of industry or certain type of companies that we would like to invest in, because it makes sense, because it's exponential, because it has a good ROI, has aligned with the blockchain that we love, etc., etc. And that process of discussion of the investment thesis and approval, etc., is previous of this that we are seeing. So the idea here is collect as a synthesis of that investment thesis, but make it actionable for an investor to be able to manage that. And of course, these texts here can provide links and other stuff that in this case is not, it doesn't have anything. But all the platform will guide you through all the detailed information that you need. And here, as this is collecting and is open, what I can do here as an investor is press the invest button. In this case, I already have 2 investments made. So in same idea of what we discussed before, in order to not centralize too much a fund, we in the MVP we locked to 2 investments, previous investments. So let's see if the other fund that we have here allow me to.
It's nice to see those control mechanisms put in place to try and decentralize it as possible, and the spending caps as well that you had.
Yeah, because the idea is the amount of investment that you put in a fund will be your voting power to later to manage that fund. So if we allow people to game the system, and for example, I don't know, if I put a maximum amount of investment of 1,000 and you create 10,000 wallets and then do 10,000 investments of 1,000, then you suddenly manage all the fund. So the idea is to cap some things, at least in the beginning, put some hard caps, but then we can, as we learn and improve, we can relax some things and then put some soft caps that we all the time voted by the DAO and managed by the DAO itself. But the idea is, yes, to keep that as decentralized as possible, but having into account that this is an investment platform for investors. So there will be people that are let's say the largest holders on a fund, and it has a bigger say in that some other that has less funds on that fund. But it's important for us to keep us as decentralized as possible in a good way, right? So that allowing whales or big investors to be part of the fund, and also allow small fish or small investors into the same idea, because maybe they are following big investors, or they are looking for a fund that has some balance in terms of the level of investors that you share that fund with. But this is all dynamics that we are considering, and we'll be learning together with the DAO as we move forward.
Yeah, it's really good to see that level of decentralization and that thought put into it. Now, with this as well, you mentioned that one person could just create 10 wallets and split off to the maximum amounts across those 10. Would there be a KYC process behind this as well, so that that it's a unique voter behind a wallet?
It's good that you asked that question, because it's exactly what we are discussing now with our legal service. Depending on the jurisdiction that the DAO ends up registering, there could be different requirements, and depending on the fund itself, whether those are, I don't know, fiat regulated companies that you are invested in, or standard crypto only companies that you are invested in, there could be different requisites on the KYC thing. The idea for Tokenalyst is not do KYC on our investors. We are not doing KYC on the DAO members. But there could be some specific funds that could potentially require that requisite. And that will be part of the investment thesis. The good thing about this is that each fund is kind of its own world on its own. You can deploy and define different requisites for each fund. So it gives you the flexibility to provide the different type of investors the proper fund for them. So imagine that you create an institutional type of fund, right? That this will be invested in really big companies that are on the stock market, and then probably that fund will require KYC. Or as the legal team told us, is you can, for example, in certain funds, you can set up a level saying, okay, if you invest less than $20,000, there's no KYC. But if you invest 20K or more, you do KYC. So that's something that is not required in all funds, but it is something that could be required in certain funds, because what depends is the market that you're invested in, the level of money that you are collecting, and the type of companies and the different contracts that you will sign with them.
Gotcha. I love that level of flexibility across it all. So yeah, please continue.
All right. So what we are seeing here is basically an invest offering. What we are doing here is telling the investor all the details of the current situation of the fund. Here it says that if I invest 10, TAUSD is a fake USD coin that we created for the test. If I invest 10 USD, my investment will represent 9% of the raised amount, and is 1% of the target. That means that there is already some investors that already invested, and if I invest 10, that will be kind of my voting power if we freeze things up to date. But the idea is to tell you the level of investment and how you compare to other investments already in the platform. Then I can say, for example, I want to do 100, and then I see that it is 90% of the raise amount and 10% of the target. Here is checking my wallet, is saying that I have enough funds to make this investment, and I already made another investment of 10. So be careful that you don't duplicate investments because you are investing in too many funds. And the idea is to give you as much as information as possible. What happens here when I press invest is that the platform, what it does, it creates an investment offer. What that means? We use smart contracts on the back end to secure all the funds that are being handled by the platform. And because we are using Marlowe as our smart contract platform, what happens here is that we are the way that we implemented this fund collecting is a sort of a crowdfunding type of mechanism. That means that thousands of people could be investing their money into a specific fund. And at first, we thought about having a large, complex, and maybe very, very hard to understand contract for managing each fund. But then there was a kind of a aha moment saying, hey, let's keep the complexity on the system and not on the people. And if we are allowing standard people to become an investor as well as very big investors, let's make them being able to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Let's maintain the money as safe as possible, and let's try to have a architecture that is flexible enough to cope with as many type of different situations that we can think of. And why I'm saying this, imagine that you're having a like this, right? You have a $1,000 fund that is being raised and it ends in 8 days, right? What may happen is that people will start to invest early in the days, the ones that are very eager and know that they want to be part of this fund. But then you have the latecomers, right? Saying that the people that find out 1 day before the contract is closing, or there is a whale that enters 3 days before the end of the collecting phase, and then that could trigger a lot of hype in the market. And we know that there could be potential many more investors that are willing to invest than the amount of money that is left to be invested. So we need to have a way that is secure in terms of not not getting money from people that later has to be returned, or that is locked in a way that it will be later of no use for you, because it will be returned when the contract's open, because you didn't get the spot. Same situation, or kind of the same situation that happens today with the NFT launches or ICOs, that people are kind of rushing because they want to participation, and then later they complain because they didn't get what they want. So we want to have a fair system, and very open and transparent, and minimize as much as possible the dynamics on funds, and making people losing time on that. So you make an offer. An offer means that I receive here. We are seeing the internals of the beast, right? The admin console of the investment platform. So I'm an admin. That's why I have this chip here. And then, as you see here, I receive the investment intention that I just made. I say these people at this time wants to invest in fund token 100 TAUSD, and that was made at this time. So that's an investment intention. Having an investment intention means that I, as a DAO, will be able to accommodate all the requests per first come first serve basis, and then that will be probably at the very first funds, kind of a manual process, as we can see here, in terms of assuring that when we allow the person to actually send the funds to the contract, there is room for that. And if you send the money, you are secure that you will be investing in the fund, and not sending money and then wait, and then the money has to be returned. So the idea here is that we, as an admin team, will be getting all the investment intentions, and we'll be able to create a smart contract for each of these investors, and then allow them to invest that money in the contract. This is a very novelty thing, because there will be one smart contract per person, per investor. And that is interesting, because we can potentially be talking about, 1,000 contracts in a fund in the collecting phase. But that's the system that allow us to keep every investor's fund secure in its own contract, so nobody else is participating in that smart contract. And that is, from the security standpoint, is a very high secure situation, because the only person that has claims for that funds that are stored on that smart contract is the address that sent the money to that smart contract. And
that sounds really good.
Thing. Yeah,
I do like that. And this is so flexible as well, the way that you guys designed it. I did think that, you have one smart contract, everyone puts their money into that smart contract and gets locked up. But this unique smart contract per person, and then controlled by the admin as well, when it can be created, is so flexible, I think. So it's really also, good design.
It also creates a lot of simplicity in terms of the investor, because once the smart contract is created, let's check one of these that is created. I'm not sure if you see this tab.
No, I don't.
That's Marlowe. Okay, let me share that. What I just did is I click on the link that is provided to the investor of the smart contract, and it opens this nice Marlowe scan screen. And here you have an explorer that will allow you to see all the smart contract and the code of the smart contract, what it is right now, what other transactions has been made. Is, as you can see, it is code, right? But it's not hard code. Everybody, I think, can check this and can follow the logic of this contract, which is basically a swap type of contract. Is you send USD equivalent tokens. There are some other tokens that are the governance tokens of the DAO, which are the Ali tokens. And then if the collection phase is successfully fund the contract, the fund, and the fund is open, it swaps the tokens. So you will receive the token, the Alice token, and the USD will be sent to the fund wallet. And that is very simple for anybody to check. It is a very well understand and used Marlowe contract. So it really doesn't need for any external auditor or anybody to do a check on this, because it's a very standard contract and it's very simple. So that's the magic out of this, is that anyone could be an investor and really understand what's going on here. It's not something that you need to hire a tech guy to tell you, hey, I checked the smart contract and it does what the people say it does. You can actually come here and verify it yourself. Here it says that the core team will deposit 100 Ali, then you deposit 100 TS dollar, USD token, and then there is a choice that is one or two. One is paying, that means doing the swap, and the other one is return the funds to the owner. So that's the two outcomes that this can have, right? If the fund is fully funded and is going to be open, the swap has to happen, and if not, the USD, in this case token, will be returned to the original investor. So it's a very simple contract. And you can see here, you can see all the transactions that happen. This is real blockchain information. This is pre-prod Marlowe. So this is actual Cardano blockchain transactions. And you can see all the details of each transaction with the code that it ran, etc. So it's very transparent, very simple. It is complex on the side of the administration of this, because we can be administering 1,000 contracts, but we have created in the platform all the checks and balances in order for making, let's say, a lengthy task, because it's one-on-one, but it's also a very secure type of task, because there are not too much possibilities of making mistakes by handling people's money. I cannot do, as an administrator, change the purpose of the contract. Either I return the funds to the person, or the fund is complete and then we do the swap. So it requires let's say a little patience, because you have to do an investment offering, and then you will be able to send your tokens to the contract. But then it is very secure in the terms that is managed, and is very understandable by anybody. So that's the thing that we really like, because it makes this a platform of trust. You can really trust this. You can audit that. Anybody can understand what's going on behind the scenes, and so it's very transparent in that sense. And it will create the level of trust that we think is needed for achieving this type of decentralized VC that we are trying to build.
It is very cool that you guys went ahead and used Marlowe for all of this. And then the other added benefit, like he's just saying, is people can verify the contract. It's always, don't trust, verify. And now that you can actually read the smart contract, or at least it's a lot more readable than what it used to be, especially with the Marlowe ones. You can read over and try and work out what the contract's doing and verify that it's doing what you expect it to. Very cool.
So basically what happens here, I'm not sure if we have the time for that, but if I press this button, what it does is it will take me to the admin wallet. It will ask me for the password to create the contract that will spawn a new Marlowe contract. So as you see there, I created the contract, right? So it's providing me the link there as an admin. This, from the user standpoint, you won't see anything of this. This is all behind the scenes thing. But as an administrator, I receive an investment offering. I double check that there is enough room for that investment to be accommodated in this fund. Then I create a smart contract. I will now deposit the ALIs. That is, in this case, is 1 ALI per $1 ratio. It could vary different in different type of contracts and investments. And as the DAO progresses, it will varies because the ALI will have a value in the secondary market. And then I deposit the ALI. So now the investment platform realized that there is a transaction deposit, and it will wait until the blockchain confirm that transaction. And once that transaction is confirmed, then the investor in this case will tell me, and I'm seeing here the notification as an investor, that the contract is created. It has my investment offer was accepted, and then I will be able to invest once that transaction is confirmed. So that is why I'm seeing here. If I go to the My Asset tab, I see all my investments, the status of them. I can see the actual fund. I have a smart contract link there to verify all the logic that we just see. And also I have a kind of a statement of my account, let's say, with all the details of the investment that I made, all the hash of the transactions that were made on each of these deposits. And also I can download an Excel and a PDF for my records or tax purpose or whatever. So the idea here is that you will be always, as an investor, in charge of your investments, and also you have to be, or you have the possibility to be involved on that fund governance and manage your own money. And that's why all these idea of mixing the traditional VC type of investment with crowdsourcing and with the blockchain in terms of decentralization of that. So you are your own manager of that fund via the Ali token that will be or allow you to vote on the different proposals of each fund. So basically, we see the investment phase. When that investment phase or collecting phase is done, the fund will change to publish, in this case, and open. That means it's open for applications to be received. Once that applications are received, we will see all the companies linked here. When a fund has companies that are applying, you will see different cards behind each fund, and you will be able to see them right here associated to each fund. There will be an extra tab there with companies, and then you will be able to search companies here. I'm not sure if I have anyone. No, and this as this is a testnet, there's no companies yet because we are just in the first collecting phase. But you will be able to search companies. Each company has its description, its funders, the links of the documents that are needed. All the companies that are applied to a fund will go through a due diligence process by an expert team appointed by the DAO to do the due diligence. That due diligence is reported back to the investors in this platform. So you will be seeing all the companies that apply to a fund and all the due diligence that were made in each one. In that sense, you will be able to understand how you compare each company to each other. What are the possibilities that you see as an investor for that company to really return the investment that we are making? Which companies make sense because are more aligned to the thesis of the investment, or because you like it more because it has a cool tech or cool founders or whatever. And then you will be able to vote on which of those companies are the ones that you prefer to be invested. After that governance process, the X first companies will be awarded with the investment. There are contracts being signed there, board seats, equity, and all the stuff that has to be interchanged via an investment from the fund, and then we enter the execution phase of the investment, which means sending the money in different type of ways. There could be vesting events, or there could be one shot or 50%, and the milestone or whatever is set on the terms and condition of each investment fund. And then the company starts sending the reports or the information for the investors, so the investors can continue their evolution and also taking decisions whether, I don't know, let's say there is a proxy vote for that company because there is a new investor that is interested, then the investors of the DAO will be the ones that are making that call and directing our board member or our advisor or whatever is our representation in that company to execute that will. And all that will be secured through the DAO legal registration and all the contracts that we signed with the invested companies. And then later, at the final stage, is when the exit is coming and the company is being sold or is has an IPO on the market or has a new investor that is willing to take over. Then all those funds are returned to the fund, and then the fund with all the different portions of participation of each investor will allow you to climb those funds back to your wallet. So from the investor perspective, everything happens in the crypto space. Your money and your tokens will be always on the crypto space. You never have to change that to any type of fiat money. The company's investors will be the ones responsible to turn the tokens into fiat if they need it, and then from the fiat back to the tokens, returning the value or the ROI to the DAO or to the fund.
Very cool. The platform is looking pretty good there, Alex. So I love the rate of and pace of development and what you're delivering for testnet at the moment. So if anyone's interested, they can get the link to sign up and have a little bit of a play around with this and give you guys feedback as well. What's the best place for people to join the community and find out a bit more about the project?
Well, actually, we have a Discord, we have a Telegram, we have our Twitter account that you can freely join. There is a special section for DAO members. Of course, DAO members are the ones that are holding DVC, which is the token for governance of the DAO. But basically, you can come to our site, which is tokenalize.com, and then you will find all the information, which is this one that we are seeing here, all the information needed for joining DAO, how to participate, our partners, our process, our proposals in Catalyst, our team, and also you will be able to mint the token if you want to join the DAO. And then if you want to participate on the testnet, first you have to fill a form. I can provide you the link so you can post it on the video later. And that form is required because we need to send you some test tokens so you can access all the functionality of the platform. You can actually go on the platform and sign, but you will be having only the applicant role, which is as if you are a company from the outside and you want to participate in a fund. So you will be interacting with the platform, but not with all the functionality that we just saw, which is investing and managing all the rich functionality that we give to the investors. So the platform is dev.tokenalize.com. It's very simple, and you can sign with whatever option you prefer. We are using interactions with all the main different identity providers as well as user and password. So you can do that very easily. And later, if you want to test the investment part, you have to fill the form so we can collect your pre-prod address and send you some tokens so you can really test all the functionality that we just see.
All right, very good. Very, very good indeed. I'll put the links to all that in the show notes down below, and also the references to the previous interview that we did as well. So if anyone wants to learn more about the platform and what you guys are trying to build for the Cardano community, they can do so too. But Alex, thank you so much for joining me on this episode to talk through the demo of the platform for investors. It's looking really good, as I said, and I can't wait to see this finally launch on mainnet and then start gathering some projects and funds all through the process as well. So if you guys got any questions or want to play around with the demo yourself, links down below for you so you can find out a little bit more about Token Allies. Also got that link down below as well so you can go through the previous interview I did with Alex and Lucas about the platform, how it all works, what Token Allies is in general, and what their main goals are for this. The whole decentralizing of the VC, the venture capital fund, taking it away. Not so much taking away, they're still allowing the large whales in, but giving the small players more opportunity in this space to be able to partake in the future of various investment funds that they're creating. So really cool mechanism here, all decentralized, all powered by blockchain. Brilliant use case for it all. Again, links all down below for you. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider giving me that thumbs up, click that subscribe button, click the notification bell. More Token Allies stuff coming up, as well as all this other really cool Cardano related content too. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast.